Good evening. So it seems as though something has led you to the campsite of the Orator. Well, as you can see, I've stoked the fire, which means it's time for you to pull up your chair and settle in, because tonight we have a very special episode. Because it is official. We have hit 1,000 subscribers. I want to give a huge thank you to every single person who's subscribed, who continues to watch the videos, likes and comments and shares my stuff. This could not be possible without you, and it has just been absolutely incredible. I have some amazing announcements to make towards the end of this video, most of which include giveaways and new exciting things for you as the audience to participate in. And so stick around for that. But before we get to that, just a couple of quick things. I really need to take some time to give thanks where it is due. The first thanks has to go to my wife. Without her, none of this is possible. When I first decided I wanted to do this, she was so supportive of everything. She encouraged my creativity. She gave me the time and space and energy to do this show. She believed in the vision that I have for what this channel could be one day. And so without you, babe, none of this is possible, and I love you endlessly, so thank you so much. The second thanks has to go to my eldest daughter, Willow. She is probably my biggest supporter. She's the one who did the 1,000 subscriber intro picture that you saw. She loves to do artwork, and she's always trying to collaborate with me to do some cool stuff for merch and giveaways. And so we're always encouraging that. And baby, Willow, I love you. Thank you so much. I love that you support Daddy and everything that he does, and you are incredible. And my last thanks has to go to my cousin. My cousin Doug, other than my wife and my daughter Willow, has been by far one of my biggest supporters. I mean, when I first started the channel, when it was nothing, we're talking like 100 subscribers, he was helping me behind the scenes with graphics and all this other stuff. He never asked for payment. In fact, he would not accept payment when I tried. And so instead, I'm going to shamelessly plug all of his stuff tonight, because I think it's incredible and he deserves it, and he's an amazing person, and without him, this channel would not be what it is. And so the reason, the way I'm going to plug him is by way of what he does for his form of putting his soul out into the world, and that is right now he runs a trading card business, and it is incredible. I don't know if you're a person who's into trading cards. Me personally, I never got into collecting trading cards, but his stuff is so unique and different to any other trading cards I've ever seen. It's really incredible. He focuses on a couple key areas. Definitely horror is one of the key areas, and then he's big into wrestling, especially vintage wrestling and vintage video games. And so those three kind of different pieces of the triangle often converge into these really unique trading cards. He does them all custom, and they're always unique and cool and different, and I love them. So here's just a couple examples, but his website is full of them, and I'm going to post the link below. In fact, I always post the link to his channel below every single one of my videos, because like I said, without him, I couldn't do it. He's made custom trading cards for me that I've done as giveaways, and it's just incredible. I'm even going to talk about some stuff that he's doing for my new giveaway and merch and stuff like that at the end, which is awesome. But his trading cards, so here's a couple of them right here. I'm going to throw them up on screen. The first one is the Blair Witch card, my favorite by far that he's done. The Blair Witch Project is my favorite horror movie of all time, and this custom trading card, he did it on wood, and he had to do all this research into how do you properly put a print onto wood and lacquer it properly. And so he did all this research, and then it came in this custom tin that looks like it could be from the movie. And I'm not going to spoil a ton of stuff. You could go on the website and check it out, but it's absolutely incredible. It was limited edition, as are a lot of his cards, and they sell out really quickly, and which is why you need to actually pay attention to his stuff and follow him, because when he launches a new card, if it's a custom limited edition card, it will go in a matter of minutes, like less than an hour, sold out. And so you really need to pay attention to that. Another really cool card that he has is this vintage video game Jason card. It's 8-bit Jason, and on the front, as you can see, it's got a button as if it came from his suit, and so that's really cool. They always have really cool backstories on the back that you can go and read, and he's got custom cards that are built in, so you might pull a special card within a series. And then the last one I'm going to show you, and like I said, his website's full of them. This really cool Halloween 3 Season of the Witch card. He's got a couple of glow-in-the-dark cards on there. So as you can see, they're always unique and special and really, really cool. Please, if you do nothing else, go peruse his website. He deserves all of the praise. And so thank you so much to Jack's Attic for helping me with all that kind of stuff. And like I said, I'll talk about the merch that he's got coming out for me in a little bit. And speaking of which, I have a whole bunch of stuff that is going to be basically launching on Friday's video. So the first thing is Friday's video itself. I am going to do this Friday a retelling of the first ever story that I told on my channel, which is my own personal story of my encounter with the witchy wolves of the Omer Plains. I'm going to retell the entire thing. It'll have better graphics and all of my editing experience that I've gained after over the last 2 years is going to be put into this video to make it a lot more engaging than the first one. When I go back and look at, I was brand new and I didn't know what I was doing, and now I have all the skill set that I've acquired over the last 2 years, and so I want to relaunch that and make it really, really scary. Along with that video getting launched, there's a couple things that are going to come out. I have had a merchandise line for a little bit. It has my just classic logo. You can get t-shirts and cups and pillows and all sorts of stuff. I'm going to post the link for that below and go and peruse that website. But on Friday, I'm going to launch an entire new line of merchandise that Jack's Attic came up with. He created the logo and all of that kind of stuff for the new merch line that's going to roll out. And so I cannot wait to show you guys that. It's going to be absolutely awesome. In addition to that, I'm going to be launching my Patreon account so that I can have people help contribute so we can grow this channel. I was looking at the statistics. Less than 9% of YouTube channels ever make it to 1,000 subscribers. And so I feel incredibly blessed and fortunate to be doing what I love and to have the support of everybody who's watching. And to be in that rare 9% is so exciting. My next big goal is 10,000 subscribers. Less than 5% of channels ever reach that, and so I am really excited to push for that. And so, in order to help support the channel, Patreon, merch, all those kind of things that I'm going to launch and talk about more on Friday, they would be so helpful in going to improve the channel, and I'm just going to put all of it back in to make it easier for me to put out more content faster. And so I'm really, really, really excited about that. I'm going to announce a bunch of different stuff for that. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about is the website. I'm going to be launching a website where you can submit stories. So instead of having to contact me on social media, you'll literally just go to the website. You'll be able to click a button and you can either submit a story in writing or an audio version of it, and I'll just be able to collect them there and then be able to put them out for you. So I'll have a very succinct, easy way for you to do that. And then lastly, I just wanted to share my vision for this channel and kind of the history of why I got into this and what I aim to do with the channel. So when I first decided I wanted to do this, the reason that I did was actually, like I said, my cousin Doug, the guy who runs Jack's Attic, he's the reason. He probably doesn't even realize this, but he's the reason. Several years ago, he sent me an audio of what's called The Hauntings of Northwest Michigan. It's a podcast that they did several years ago, and it is incredible. I'm going to link it below, and it's just a bunch of ghost stories that take place in northern Michigan. And they use real areas. And I'm from mid to northern Michigan, and so all of these areas are areas I grew up in and traveled to. And so it gave the stories an authenticity that was really creepy, but then the stories themselves were really good stories. The plots made sense. They were creepy and spooky and fun, and the narrator did a great job. And I finished them within like a day, and then I was hungry for more, but there were no more. And so I went in search of that. I wanted more really well done scary stories. And I worked through a ton of podcasts and videos, and I'm familiar with all of the other people who do this kind of stuff on YouTube, but none of it scratched the itch that I was looking for. A lot of people were just reading stories from Reddit, like just reading the text with a background. I wanted good, rich storytelling. And then I ran across Mr. Ballin. If you've never seen Mr. Ballin before, he does exactly that. He sits He does an actual storytelling adventure of a story, and they're always real and scary. The problem with Mr. Ballin for me was that a lot of his stuff, some of it was supernatural, but then a lot of it was not supernatural. It was just scary stuff that happened. And while I love his storytelling and I love the stories, and man, Mr. Ballin, thank you so much. If you ever see this, you were the biggest inspiration for me deciding to do this, because when I saw his videos, I saw a way. I'm like, that guy is successful, and this is what he does now, and he's doing what he loves. There is a pathway that has been created that I can now see. And so it was just incredible, but I wanted wholly supernatural stories. For some reason, true crime, things like that, that does not scare me, but ghosts, demons, that kind of stuff really terrifies me, and so I wanted that. And I went in search of it, and I just couldn't find it anywhere, and so I just decided, if I can't find it, let me be that. And so that is my goal. I always want my content to remain the same. First-hand, true accounts of the supernatural and paranormal told in a campfire setting. And as long as I'm around, that's exactly what you're going to get. And so my goal is to grow this channel until this is my full-time thing. This is what I do. And so, again, let me bring everything full circle by saying thank you. If you're watching this video, you're the reason I'm doing this. I couldn't do it without you. And so that's going to do it for today. If you find yourself enjoying my normal content, first-hand true accounts of supernatural and paranormal activity told in a campfire setting, then allow the spirits to guide your planchette to both the like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell. That way you get notified every time I upload new content, and I do these longer videos Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Second, like I mentioned, all my stories are true first-hand accounts of the supernatural and paranormal. So if you or anybody you know has a story and you think that it would fit well on my channel, just reach out to me on my social media right now, and we will find a time to collect a story and potentially one day feature it here on the Orator. And so until next time, where you may pull up your chair and settle in, my fire will be stoked, and I will have another tale to tell.